prefer black women, generally speaking.
Oh, you do?
And now that I'm older and affluent, I can have younger black women as well.
So you know that to have younger black women, probably you need to be affluent in a way. Like
Absolutely.
financial
You think of
capacity.
a sexy young black woman is going to go out with a broke ass old white guy?
Okay, at least he know his audience. And when she get on, she leave your ass for a white guy. Y'all remember Kanye tried to warn us? Well, he should have been warning himself. Okay, what's up, truth tellers? I'm Bree Renee, straight from the A. Interracial marriage is on the rise, and black women are leading the way like we do everything else. We're talking about why both black men and black women are exploring the lighter side of dating and what it means for our community. Don't go nowhere. You already know how we do. We dropping nothing but truth bombs tonight on Truth Talks.
All right, Truth Tellers, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ryan Cameron. As always, we got our other co-host. We got my man, Willie Moore Jr.
Greetings, Earthlings. Willie Moore Jr. here, the voice of faith, fun, and frustration. Here's the thing, tonight it's going to be all about truth. Don't forget about Bellisha. I've been watching you in the comments. You've been calling out her name. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
Flat out.
And Bree Renee with her Bree Hive.
What's up, Bree Hive? I see y'all in the comments. Make sure you drop a B, you buzzing. Let me know what's up. Thank y'all for tuning in. And you already know tonight we're going to be dropping nothing but truth bombs.
And of course, Dr. Viral, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
What's up, Doc Squad? It is your favorite doc, Dr. Bryant. You guys know I bring the smoke. Tonight I'm going to be cooking and serving one of these. It could be Willie Moore or Ryan King. But y'all stay tuned because I'm telling you, I'm about to bring that thing.
All right, we're diving deep into interracial relationships later on in the show, so stay tuned. But first, Willie, tell us what's going on with our trending truths.
You know, for many of us, it's the most wonderful time of the year. But Tyler Perry is remembering his mother in a new interview on a podcast. Now, Perry says his mother died 15 years ago this month, and it's still a struggle for him. During this grief holiday, it's really, really tough for Tyler.
Yeah, and Tyler says that he's poured himself into his work just to avoid grief in the past, y'all. But listen, does the black community need to do a better job of addressing and helping not only their self, but just people in general with grief?
Absolutely. I think in our community, we're just now starting to have conversations surrounding therapy, unpacking our trauma, even what grief or dealing with it looks like for us. So a lot of times we don't even know how to discuss what we need, like how to ask for the help that we actually are needing, because we've never seen anybody receive it or get that help.
Yeah, and to that point, Brie, I think also it's a learned behavior. I think growing up in the household, at least for black men, right, asking for help looked like a weakness, or showing vulnerability or emotion looked like weakness. The only emotion they were able to show was anger. That wasn't weak, but anger is an emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so to show that as emotion as well. And I think that when it comes to grief, a lot of times our community is internalizing things. And when you internalize stuff, that stuff festers in you, and that turns into mental health illnesses. And then you get into relationships, and then what are you doing? You're vomiting on the person you're in a relationship with, because you get into what you believe is a safe space, and now you have a whole relationship full of vomit and not a relationship full of communication and love and compassion and care.
And honestly, therapy is a privilege.
Oh, come
And I feel like we haven't always had the luxury of seeking that privilege.
Yeah, so, you know, when I think about grief, it comes from a Latin word called gravere, if I remember it correctly, and it literally means weight. It means heaviness. So when you're going through grief, it's heaviness. So I think the best thing we could do, number one, is know that it's a weight on these people.
Right.
And a lot of times during these holidays, relationships, you're going through so much, but you don't realize that they're not even fighting with you. They're dealing with a weight. And so the most beautiful thing you can ever do is let somebody know that you're there for them during these very unique holiday seasons.
Yeah, and a really quick, grief has different stages. I think people should let themselves feel what they feel and be in their grief and go through these different stages, and don't rush yourself to feel like you have to be okay in those moments. Take your time and cry. Take your time to identify your emotions, and to Willie's point about that weight, dude, call onto your people. Tell them, look, help me distribute this weight. It's heavy over here. Speak up. Let people know you need help.
I always tell people that, you know, you got to take grief like, you know, hour by hour, you know, second by second, minute by minute, because you never know what's going to, you know, hit you. I mean, I remember my father and I relationship was the worst relationship ever. And when he died, I just remember just breaking down one day. I don't know why, but it just came out of nowhere and it just happened. And I was like, you know, somebody who I thought, you know, as they say, you know, man plans and God laughs. I thought our relationship was going to take a turn, but unfortunately it took a turn for the worse.
Wow.
And
Sorry to
grief
hear
is
that,
just
Ryan.
love that has nowhere to go. So that love doesn't go anywhere. You continue to grow around it, and then you learn to deal with it. But you know what can help dealing with it is watching some good movies.
Come on.
And we're learning more about the cast of the next Spike Lee joint, y'all. Lee says A$AP Rocky will play the main role in Highest to Lowest. Now, it's a remake of the 1963 kidnapping drama High and Low.
Now, Denzel Washington will play the owner of a music label, and Ice Spice will make her acting debut. So what do y'all think about seeing this in the theaters this summer with that cast? Is it a play or is it a pass? My first thing is, like, Spike Lee is not going to cast anybody that he does not think is going to be able to hold it off. You know, you like Janelle Monáe and Queen Latifah. I think, you know, people automatically want to think just because somebody's in the movie that it's because, you know, they're just in the movie. Spike Lee ain't playing around. And you know Denzel is going to be holding the scenes and killing it. Like, why are you making that face?
Because I just don't want to see Ice Spice next to Denzel. It's nothing you can tell me. Denzel and Ice Spice, I don't think that she going to be able to hold her acting chops with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take some serious training leading up to...
People said the same thing about Precious and Monique.
Yeah.
No, Monique is a
Monique was a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
No, but Monique is a phenomenal actress.
From her first role, and Jennifer Hudson, her first role, they win the Academy Award. So don't knock it. Don't knock it.
You're right. I'm going to go see it regardless because Denzel is a Spike Lee joint. And, you know, Denzel announced that he was on his last round of movies that he was going to be doing.
Right.
So before he retired.
Well,
so I definitely got to go see
Let me
this
say
one.
this, Mr. Denzel. Don't you check out too soon, brother. You ain't got that old yet. We still need you on the screen because you got a lot of women, not me, you know, because I'm a taking woman. I'm a taking woman,
Hey,
Denzel.
she said she's
I'm a
taking.
taking woman.
Did
but
y'all
I'm a,
catch that,
Yeah.
T?
Did y'all catch it?
but,
You heard it here
but
first. She's
the
taking.
But the single woman,
Between Friday and today?
Listen, in 48 hours, a whole
What
lot
happened
can
over the
change.
a
weekend?
lot can change.
God did more with less.
Hey!
What's that?
She gave a double
But a single
voice up.
woman, Denzel, they need you on the screen.
Yeah.
They need you on the
But no,
screen.
shout out to Spike Lee. Like, after all these years, he has no reason besides creativity to get back into business and do this because he's doing really, really well.
Right.
And I'm just glad for him to be able to create a story that's actually coming out in the summer, which is the hardest time to come out with a movie.
Yeah.
That takes some balls to do it. So shout out to Spike.
And I like that him and Denzel continue to work together throughout both of their careers. That's
Right.
really like brotherly love.
Yeah.
Last week, y'all, speaking about movies, we talked about Jay-Z supporting his daughter on the red carpet despite a major lawsuit against him. Now, people are defending Blue Ivy and some people are going against her because what she wore to the Mufasa movie premiere. Now, take a look at that. Some people online are saying it was wildly inappropriate for this 12-year-old to wear a strapless gown.
Listen, y'all, and I'm happy that fans defended her, pointing out that white actresses such as Ariel Winter and Miley Cyrus wore strapless dresses at that age, right? Are people over-sexualizing Blue Ivy because she's a black girl or because of her parents? She's always under some extra scrutiny about her hair, about her dress. It's like, listen, fall back. She's
I
a
agree.
child, she's a kid, and I never see Blue Ivy, no matter if she's at a sporting event or a red carpet, ever being anything more than just like a kid.
Yeah.
She doesn't give me no
Poised.
type of like fast or trying to be older energy. She's a kid, she's a child, and she's very, very innocent in that.
Yeah.
And as a father of two daughters, I mean, I think, you know, my kids, they always wanted to go out and they wanted to dress up. They wanted to look like their mom. Their mom is one of the most fashion icons in the world. I'm sure that Beyonce looked at her and was like, nah, who knows how many dresses she might have tried on
Yeah,
before
absolutely.
she actually went outside with that on.
Yeah. And here's the thing, she's getting prepped to be a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Right? So she's just learning real early. A lot of times we don't understand the things that we go through at 12 is really setting us up. I'm sure every one of us was caught talking too much in class.
Right.
And now you sitting on a talk show. So I just think she's getting some real strong skin real early. Honey, listen, you look great.
Amazing.
I would let my daughter wear that beautiful
Amazing.
dress.
Yes.
And your daddy was there. So I know if it was off
Come on.
off any type
Come
of
on.
limits, he would have told you
would've
we're not
taken
wearing
it
that.
at the door.
Flat out.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize it was like a classic big belle of the ball dress.
Right.
That's what that shape of that dress is. A
It was like a
princess
little
cut
Cinderella
dress.
princess dress,
It
like-
was not overly. I think
Leave
that
her
they are
alone.
all, of course, I think they're picking on her because she's black. I think that black children are often overly sexualized, especially in the entertainment industry. Because, like we said, I grew up watching a Raven Simone and a Miley Cyrus. Now, Raven Simone was sexualized early on about her boobs as well and about her shape. And I remember thinking, like, dang, I got the same shape. But it was like older people were making her out to be sexually, not she wasn't doing it herself.
right,
She wasn't
right.
actually trying to be fast, like you said. And I think Blue Ivy does a really good job of being poised and put together. So y'all gotta lay up and stop being creeps.
Cause
Yeah.
they know,
Y'all-
If you
know-
want to see something
yeah.
crazy, watch them prom dresses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
See that? Because they pulling up
Yeah,
in
because
Rolls Royce.
The
The
stuff
big-
they wear to the prom and junior and senior high school.
If you would have seen my
them-
prom dress, right, you would have been like, Lord have I mean, it was a cutout. Also, I'm surprised it let me through the door.
It's the same thing right now in the junior and senior proms, man. It's almost like you need to turn around and go back home with that on.
And stay there.
Yeah.
Don't come back out.
Being fed.
And they know that, not the beehive, but the beehive will come for them if they come for that baby
They
girl.
will. They
So,
will. Be careful.
Yeah, leave Blue Ivy alone. She ain't done nothing to nobody. She's,
Not at all.
She's just trying to play her little
Child.
lion queen. You know what I'm saying? Up next, we are politicking and talking about Breonna Taylor causing change after her death. So keep it right here to Truth Talks.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices.
Like your text-to-emoji ratio.
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
And welcome back to our show. It's time to shift gears from the latest gossip to the political news making the rounds in our community.
Now, the U.S. Justice Department and the city of Louisville have agreed to reform the city's police force after investigating into the fatal police shooting of Breonna Taylor. The 26-year-old was shot and killed in 2020 after police raided her home, claiming that they were looking for her boyfriend.
Yeah, the federal government found Louisville police had a pattern of violating constitutional rights and discriminating against the black community.
But listen, y'all, a judge still needs to sign off on the decree, which requires Louisville police to revise its use of force policies, make sure traffic stops are not based on race, okay, and take a gentler approach to protests. Do you think, we'll see real change when it comes to police reform, y'all?
No.
No.
I don't think. I think it's a great conversation piece. I think it's a pacifier to the situation with Breonna Taylor. Like, oh, we'll sit down and do something about it. But I don't think you can reform supremacy. I think that until these people have real empathy, have actually lived. I think we need a police force that has actually lived in the communities that they're serving, so they have more of a connection with the people there. You can't change innate hate. I don't think that you can reform that. And until we see entire change, or like I said, empathy in our judicial system, I don't think we'll see true change on the ground.
And let me say this, with our current president, right? If we don't see systemic change, if we don't see change from the internal way that the decision makers are doing things and through policy, we will not see any police reform. The second part is he is for qualified immunity with the police officers. That means if they tear you up, if they do whatever they do, you still get paid while they're investigating you. You can get fired and go get rehired at a different jurisdiction, and you still qualify for your retirement, and you are protected from the criminal justice system for being criminalized for that act while you're in uniform. So crazy. There's no police reform when it comes to that. That's
a mindset.
So I totally agree 100%. I think they're going to wait until 2025. And we'll wait until Donald Trump is in place and these new opportunities come for police with full immunity. However, I think it's very important to state that young African-American males, music has taught us not to be 12. And if we're not a part of some type of system, then we're not going to have a say-so in the system. I remember when I was coming up, Cass was like, you know, what you want to be? They say doctor, lawyer, or a police officer. Now, if you talk to a 12 or 13-year-old and say you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a police officer, they're like, what? No, I ain't going to finna be no 12.
I was about to say, I think that ended with my generation. It's never been cool to be a police officer.
So you never want to be a police officer,
government.
but how do you be a part of it to have some type of say-so if you do not become a part of that system?
Well, they also talk about the fact that, you know, that we need to have more black officers in our own communities that grew up out of that community.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they go back into that community. I mean, when I was growing up, there was always a visit from Officer Friendly. You know, Officer Friendly would come to the school, but right now, like you said, when Donald Trump gets in office, when they start back with that stop and frisk, all bets are off. I don't care what they're saying they're going to do in Louisville. They're going to be stopping and just because you look guilty.
I think it's an issue that it really boils down to the morality. And like you said, it starts from the head all the way and it trickles down. So we don't see a change in the policies. And my thing is like, who is going to police the reform? Who's going to make sure or double check?
Or who's going to police the police?
Yeah, that said you didn't stop this guy based off his race. What was your true findings?
Yeah, well, our girl Kamala, remember, she was put in place of policing the police before she ran for office when she was a DA and a prosecutor. She was called the top cop. She's supposed to police the police reform. She failed at that. So what I'm saying, no, we listen, we can talk truth. That's what we're talking about. She failed at that. So let's say this. And the other thing is community policing, to what you were saying, right? We don't have community policing no more. Growing up, my police officers knew my name. If I even tried to ditch school, it was like, Cheyenne, we would call your grandmother, get your butt in school. They would put me in the car, bring me back to that school. And then there was that. So we don't even know what police are in our community, but you in our community. And the police are not living in our community or having cultural competence of who they're policing. You have no competence on the culture you're policing, but you wonder why our trauma response looks different, and you can identify that we're having a trauma response. You're not threatened by us. A black man has a different response to trauma than you.
That's true.
Okay? So you have to be able to be aware of when he's in a trauma response, and you should be trained to do so if you're going to be policing our community that look black and brown. You do not belong to be here.
There is an overarching fear of African American people, and it's not just solely the white man's fault. When you look at the roles that we take, the music that we put into the atmosphere, the way how belligerent some of these young people are, it's like I got friends who are police officers, and they come from the neighborhood too, and they chose to be police officers. And when it comes to if I'm going home or you going home, they're gonna choose themselves over that. So it's like a heightened, escalated fear of what we are, who we are, and what we may do. And so back in the day, we had this community police and we knew who they were. So if you hear a rapper talking about that, you be like, come on, Lil Willie, you know you're not no real gangster or what have you.
I know your grandma.
But now it's this overarching thing that we are the enemy, that we are the people that you have to be aggressive with. And we are backing up this data with the way we respond to the police officers. Here's the thing. It is time for parents to talk to their children and say, hey, 2025 is going to be a whole new game. You're not going to be going back and forth with the police officers on the side of the road. Pull your pants up, get clean, and do what you have to do. I know a lot of times African-American people, we always say, well, we just going to do whatever we want to do. That's not the America we live in anymore.
And I think that there's a huge lack of respect for authority within our black community from these kids as a blanket, not just with officers. You got this gentle parenting making gentle kids who can't take no authority. So when they get out there and they're dealing with either other adults, they don't know how to respect us, or even police authority who are good officers. My brother's an officer, 13 years. He's a good officer. Not every officer in black and white is bad, but our kids still need to understand the authority and discipline starts at home. And when you take your tail out this house, if there's an adult that tells you to do something, your job is to respect that adult. Even if you choose not to do it, there's still a level of respect that you go about.
Nobody in the home to be an authority, though. That's why, because their parents is too busy working multiple jobs.
And it's kids work. It's kids that's having kids and raising kids.
Come on, exactly.
But you know, we talked about it on an earlier show, right? I have a friend who, you know, makes sure that he's left off of the Forbes billionaire list. But he also does something to try to circumvent the system. So he will find somebody who is white to go into these small towns and donate body cameras, right? They don't know it's coming from a black man because of all the things that happen when the black man gets pulled over. So, oh my God, you're down in such and such county, and oh, you know what? A good, upstanding citizen has donated 150 body cameras. And so what's he trying to do? To keep them from doing the things that they're going to do anyway, because now they have these cameras on. It's his way of kind of circumventing the system.
Look at the strategy.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be so prideful that we don't use the strategy. We got to use some form of strategy going into 2025. I think the young lady said it best. We so loud about what we do. Here's a multi-billionaire, a guy who's a billionaire, who's saying, I don't have to take the credit. The work just has to be done. And that's the approach that we're going to have to take from this point on, in my opinion.
Especially if we want real change.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just feel like, again, and things that change takes place internally. It takes place systemically. And if we can change systemically, then we do get police reform. But if we continue to just massage externally with these different policies that never go into place, these different legislations that are just written and they're passed, but we never really apply them, then we get no change. We still have police brutality. And it's a duality of work where parents have to come in and really educate and say, listen, kid, you can't do X, Y, and Z, kid. And you got to respect not just me, but them, and this is what it looks like. And this is how you got to do it.
And I want to add, it's not just respecting the authority, but also respecting yourself, like you said, because it's about you coming home at the end of the day. And then a lot of us, our young people out there, we so busy worried about chasing a lifestyle that we forget to chase purpose. And your purpose might be to protect your community and to make sure that nobody else ends up as a Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So coming up, are you down with the swirl? More black singles are diversifying their dating pool. Stay with us, because it's about to get swirly, swirl on True Talk.
She leave your ass on white girl.
Not the twirl, but the swirl.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, Real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love your mind.
And welcome back to True Talks. We're diving deep into interracial dating. You heard the stereotype. A black man gets a little money and success, and he starts dating the white girl.
Oh, Lord.
But take a look at what these folks have to say.
My goodness, goodness, goodness.
5 of my guys that play on Division I Power 5 football teams, and they were like, Goody, you know the type of NIL deals we got. One of my men said, bro, I was messing with this black girl. She heard about the deal I got and started to request money, Apple Pays and Cash Apps, for her hair and nails. I said, oh shit. My other friends were saying, bro, I would try to take her out to Chipotle, Kava, this and that. She would get mad talking about, why are we going to steakhouses? You're good for it. I said, oh shit. They were like, bro, the white women, they're down to go and get a cup of coffee, go and get some fucking ice cream. My friends were like, bro, the white women we're dating, they pay for a lot of our stuff.
I like Kava. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do, I mean, come on, bro. It's a blanket statement.
That was blanket.
Because I know a lot of people with a whole lot of money going to Chipotle.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the guac be on point.
He just wanted some clickbait.
Yeah, that was clickbait right there. I don't believe nothing he said. Bro, come on, bro.
And first of all, let me say this, gold digger comes in all races and colors. You got white women, Latina women, and black women, and multicultural women who are gold diggers and who are manizers. It's not just a black woman who does that. Oftentimes, black women are the ones that are getting served the 1-course meal while everybody else gets served the 6-course meal. We have the right to ask for what we want and what we value and what we deserve like every other woman. I think the problem is that there's a stereotype of black women, and there's a lot, and this is going to be so much of an unpopular opinion. I don't care. Y'all know that. There is just a big group of black men who really don't like black women, and we need to really address that and talk about it. They have a hate for black women because they have deep-rooted mommy issues. And every time they look at a black woman, they see the pain and the discord and the dismantling and the issues that they have with their mother. And they already have this dislike. So when they get into a relationship with a black woman, there's disdain. When they get into a relationship with a white woman, then there tends to be this really tee up of, look at her. But it's not even so much that they're liking on this white woman. They're trying to use this white woman as a weapon towards the black woman that they truly hate. So it looks as though, because when you see a black man with a white woman, it's almost rarely that he's not looking over at a sister when a sister walks by him. And I'm not saying he's not happy with that white woman, but what I am saying is that there's a group of black men who really have to address the underlying issue of, why do y'all hate, not even dislike, disdain black women? That is a psychological issue. That is a mental health illness, seriously. And that is a direct reflection of self-hate. And so because of that, you can't grow. And let me say this, for y'all who got a problem with us and for y'all who seem to hate us, we don't want you anyway. So please stay way over there, wherever they are. They could be white, Latina, Catina, Asian, yellow, or green. We don't want you if you hate us. We want the men who have done the work, who have gotten past their issues, who have self-love, who don't have commitment issues. We want those because we're wives, and we deserve 8-course meals. We deserve roses and all of that. And if you're not ready to deliver it, then guess what? I'm about to land this thing. We don't want it.
Man, y'all need to go on over and get your Caesar salad instead of that 8-course meal and knock it off.
But
every time y'all always jumping up and down by what y'all want, you know, what you don't knock it off. You be killing me.
We can't have a 6-course meal.
Caesar salad with no croutons.
And that's what I'm saying.
Croutons.
The issue is though, is that when it comes to dating, like she said, the black men will date, but if you date both races, you'll try to make me take less than what I deserve. But then if a white woman asks for that or demanded that, or a Latina demanded that, you would gladly give it to her. Y'all don't go to them and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna make you a baby mama, but y'all do that to us. Y'all go to them and say, you might be my wife, or I'll treat you better than what you would treat us.
Okay, I gotta say one thing really quick, because Bree, statistically it shows that any race of woman that dates a black man and they don't get married first, that black man ends up never marrying her. Those stats are true. Doesn't matter the race of the woman. If she ends up having a baby by a black man before he marries her, he ends up never marrying her. I did my whole dissertation on this.
Damn.
My whole dissertation.
So, quick question. Did y'all know that Robert Ebert of Siskel and Ebert
No
was
shade,
married
but
to a
black
black
love
woman
is a scam.
like all those years? Robert De Niro was married to Grace Hightower, and George Lucas, Mr. Star Wars himself, wed a black woman back in 2013. Black love may be on the decline, but the Pew Research Center says nearly 20% of opposite-sex marriages in the U.S. are interracial. 24% of married black men have a spouse of a different race, compared to 12% of black women. Let's take a look at this clip.
No shade, but black love is a scam. Why is it a scam? It's a scam because for every 100 black women, there are only 88 black men. And black men actually interracially date and marry at 3 times the rate of black women. So there literally are not enough black men to go.
He might be right about that.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room, where there's also men out there who prefer men.
Yeah.
And so you also got to take in consideration that. So at the end of the day, like, you know, some of the information that we get on the internet, so many people get these mics.
It's just lies.
It's just like,
But
come on,
but
man.
that's a fact. Like you said, if we take into account that there are more black women who are educated, there are more black women who are seeking careers, there are more black women who are elevating their lives mentally, physically, spiritually than black men. You take out that group, you take out the ones that are in jail, you take out the ones that are gay, you take out the ones that are dating outside of their race. Like you said, it leads black women to no other choice but to date outside their race and be open to finding love of different
You know
colors.
why? Let's go biblical, Willie. Because the Bible talks about being equally yoked.
Yeah.
And so, baby, if I'm all of what Bree said, and you all of not what she said, you tell me where the equally yoked is. So I'm not wrong biblically and principality-wise for not wanting to choose what is not equally yoked to me. But every time a black woman wants to choose something equal to or better than who we are, we're gold diggers, or that's a problem.
We could see the reverse of this in a few years, though. The same study found that black women are the fastest growing group to explore interracial dating. We opening up those, you know, our idea of it. The rate of black women with partners of a different race has increased 400% since 1980.
Now,
This so funny to them.
no, because it's like, y'all just get on here and y'all follow these fools who just get on the internet with a microphone and just be making shit up. You know, 24% say this, and 8 out of 9 black women don't like a black woman unless she got a side and another side and 2 ears that do like this. You know what? Knock it off, man. Stop doing these podcasts and just going on the internet and just making up stuff. Recently, we've seen black women like Gabourey Sidibe, Tika Sumpter, Serena Williams, Eve, Jodie Turner-Smith marry white men, not just because they're white. Some of them are rich and billionaires. So is black love just a hashtag of the past, and are black men not doing enough to keep our sisters? Dr. Angry?
Listen, I don't think it's just that they're not doing enough. I also think that the bar for black men is not high. I think society puts such a low bar. Ring that bell. Such a low bar for black men.
It is.
That, right? It is. It's low. And such a high bar for black women that when black men reach their quote unquote societal bar and they made it, that's where they stop. This is where we stop. So once we go to try to do meetings of the mind, there's no equally yoked. There is no alignment. And then not only that, with black men failing so far behind, so deep behind us, it's more like they're resentful towards our success and resentful towards our fight than they are. No, maybe it's not y'all, but there's a lot of black men. It don't have to be you, but you got to keep it real about other men.
No, here go the catch-22. I've never met the men. What I do see a problem is that men may not necessarily take on therapy, handle their daddy issues, their mother issues, just like women. What I do see is that womanizing is still a thing. I always agree with that. But when it comes to black men hating black women, like I don't see that, and I totally don't agree with that. Like I don't know a tangible example of that. So if black women are mad because somebody chooses another race, that generally has nothing to do with them being mad at an African American woman.
Hold on. I never said that a black man choosing another race means that he hates black women. My father obviously chose another race. My mom is not black. He does not hate me or black women. What I'm saying is there is a big group of black men, and we're not about to throw underneath the rug and not address it, that have a big issue with black women.
It ain't y'all.
So let's get him on the show. It ain't y'all. We had a
say,
black man on the show the one time of the clip, and he was saying about black women being, remember we chewed him out because he was saying black women always want this, and black women don't need this, and they don't deserve this, and you chewed him out. yourself.
Oh, the MAGA man.
The MAGA man, but the other guy we had a clip of. My point is there is a lot of black men who do not identify with black women as being valuable. They identify black women as being gold diggers who ask for too much and don't deserve it. There's a lot of black men, even on my comments today, on my post today, it says, black men don't want to marry because we don't want women, the black women, to take us for everything we have. They're always asking for things. First of all, let me say this. Half of you Negroes don't got nothing for us to take. While you're talking about we want to take something from you, you got to have something for us to take it, first of all, black bro. Okay? You got to have something.
$5, don't nobody want nobody to take it.
You know
what I mean? If it's $100 or 100 grand, it's always subjective. So at the end of the day, I just believe a lot of time it's like when a man decides to protect what he has. Now, I don't agree with somebody just putting a subject. Here's the thing. I don't believe just putting it on some particular race.
Right.
You should be able to set up borders and boundaries with yourself. But what I do see, it's not about black or white. It's about who is compatible, who's going to be receptive to the vision of the house, who's not going to be so mouthy and can't understand what's going on. If you say white bread, then it's like, no, it got to be brown bread. Oh, well, we want to go this way. No, we want to go this way. Men, when they get a certain status, they don't want to deal with a whole lot of tug of war.
Okay, and let me say this.
Make a decision
let him go.
Go ahead, Ron.
No, I think what you're saying is very on point, but I think also y'all are skipping over the fact that there's a whole generation that's being raised of man babies.
I was about to say
these
that.
are man babies, and these are character flaws and character issues that they cannot help because they've been raised by women who have made them their side. They're the husbands in the house, but they're their sons, and so when they go out and try to have an active relationship, they want that woman to be their mother, and they are doomed from the very beginning because they want to be coddled, she want to be cleaned up after, they want damn near everything but wiped up. So if a man can't even try to even manage his life because his mama done raised him as a man baby, he's never been failed. She coming in, she's speaking for him. He's a helicopter mom or whatever. I mean, he cannot have a successful relationship because she's always coming in and saving him because she has raised a man baby.
And I'm gonna give y'all an example. I have personally dated two types of black men. I've never actually dated in my adult years outside of my race. Maybe that's the problem why I ain't married yet.
It's not a problem.
But I still have hope for that black love. But I have dated the man baby who I felt like I had to raise, and then I dated someone that was successful. The one that was successful who I thought on paper we would be equally yoked also did not respect me. Also wanted me to be subservient to him. He wanted me to dim my light. He wanted me to fit into this box to the point that my mother and people around me were like, that's not a healthy relationship. That's not what real love looks like. That's mentally and emotional abuse. So I feel like a lot of these black men, even though he didn't choose another race of woman over me as a black woman, he still chose to hate me internally by not watering the beauty that I had inside of me.
Really be in denial, but that exists out here. And wait, the quicker that you may not be that black man, but the quicker you stand on your fucking square and say it does exist, the quicker we can shift. The quicker we can shift those black women. That's denial.
I haven't
There's
met
denial.
black men.
That's denial.
Hate is an
act word. No, hate is an action. It's an action word. It's an action word that comes in different forms. And really quick, to the men who cannot handle women who are intelligent, intellectual, who have a strong opinion about what kind of bread they want to do. Y'all need to work on your emotional intelligence and maturity because a relationship is about two people with the same opinion and difference in opinion who can co-mingle and coexist. If that is something that bugs you, you need to work on your emotional intelligence.
Well, you need to go and get you a white man in and cut all this
listen, I don't want no white man.
So the question becomes this, guys. The question becomes this. So how successful are these interracial relationships? The National Survey of Family Growth found that among interracial couples, black men and women are the most likely to divorce.
Black men and white women.
White women are most likely to divorce. Meanwhile, white men and black women were less likely to divorce than couples in which both partners were actually white. Dr. B.
Yeah, we're going to expand on this because all that says is this, that the black woman, when we get with the white man or when we get with the black man, we seem to be keeping them with our strong opinion, with our educated self, with our sexy self, with, in Willie's words, our loudmouth self. But when the brothers tend to get a black woman or they tend to get a white woman, y'all can't keep her. So maybe the problem just happens to be somewhere else.
Yeah, some black folks may be curious about dating outside of their race, but are afraid of losing their black card, y'all. Take a look at this scene from this movie, Something New.
Girl, you are wearing those dreads.
Uncomfortable?
No, why would you say that?
Well, you're talking to strangers, making sure everyone knows you're down.
Wow. So is it possible to be pro-black and date outside your race?
Well, I gotta say yes, only because my daddy has always dated outside his race, y'all. I had never seen my daddy with a black woman in my life. But he is very pro-black. He has raised me to be this really proud black woman in my skin. And he dotes on me as his black daughter. So I never felt that internal struggle of like, does he not like me because she's Latina? He dates literally nothing but Hispanic women, and he loves Hispanic women.
I think it boils down to your mentality and what you're pouring into yourself and those around you. So like if you're saying, hey, black people are beautiful, I love us, and you're continuously living that, then yeah, you can be pro-black. But if you're doing it with a little hate in your heart, or like you said, holding that white woman above black women, or that Mexican Latino woman above black women, then you got some hate in your heart, and it ain't good for you, baby.
So when we come back, you know, I think what we haven't talked about is this. It's not really about the black versus the white.
Nope.
It's the American woman. The American woman is different than the international woman. So when we get real on why some black men are leaving the country to find their wives ahead on Truth Talks.
That's good, Ryan King.
That was
good.
You took the
No,
turn
'cause that's
without
true.
me.
He made a left.
Ooh,
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love your mind.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Sometimes I hate being mixed race so much.
Well, if it makes you feel better, bestie, according to science, you're cuter.
What?
Yeah, there's several small-scale studies that first started suggesting this, but wider-scale research from Cardiff University shows that mixed-race people are perceived as more attractive because, honey, you've got greater genetic fitness. The DNA is LIT.
Welcome back to Truth Talks. Today's focus is on interracial dating. Younger generations are more likely to date outside of their race. And Willie, these couples are taking over the tickety-tock.
Now, one TikTok trend has been accused of amplifying stereotypes, the black wife effect, featuring videos of men and of other races showing how they have glowed up and become more stylish after marrying black women. Some black male creators responded by accusing black women of having a white savior complex and abandoning their community. My question is it really that serious? Or are black women becoming mamies by being in these relationships to be flaunted around like trophies?
Well, like Ryan said, if we mammies in them relationships because our presence elevates the man's swag, his style, his beard, we help your hair grow and flourish. That's what these white men are doing on the TikTok, if you ain't seen it. They coming in with no facial hair, they get the beard after dealing with the black woman, they get a little swag. That's what we do. We add a little, to everything we do. But if we mommies to them, what the hell you think we doing to these black men who we gotta teach how to get their credit right, how to get their education, how to get them follow their own jobs and pursue their careers, and how to go build a relationship with the Lord, how to go seek therapy. Like it's
how to
so
love
much
their
that
mama,
we
how to
have,
like their mama, how to
be a
themselves,
family
how
man,
to raise 12 of their kids by 8 different women,
Don't do Cam like that.
how to be
Don't do
educated, how to
Cam
read
like
a book.
that.
The list
Lord
goes
have
on
mercy.
and on and on about the mammying and the nurturing and the mending we have to do with black men. So I think as black women, when we do head over to the other side, it is a weight lifted off of our shoulders. For once, we can be the pretty little princesses that we never got to be in our childhood. We want to be with people who can elevate us. There's this black creator that I follow on social media, on Instagram. Her entire page is about how she married a white man and how this white man has introduced her to country clubs and taught her about wine and took her on private jets and done all of this and married her and been faithful, and she doesn't have to check his phone, and how he's so super transparent. So I think there's a level of security that comes with dating with somebody who genuinely values you and doesn't look at you as a mama.
All y'all do is just nag about the brothers, man. And I'm just saying, y'all just nag about the brothers. I'm glad that Elon Musk is Donald Trump's best friend, because obviously we are all going to get on a rocket ship and all the brothers going to go to Mars, and then we'll see how it is. It's always a battle and a fight. You know, black men's already going through enough stuff as it is. Can we at least get a little lift? Can we get a little push? Can we get a little, wait, hold on a second. See, there y'all go. Can we get a little praise for all the things that we're doing, all the stereotypes that we fight? Everybody's talking about Deion Sanders and what he didn't do. He also got 2 sons. Everybody's talking about the balls and what he didn't do. He also raised these black boys to go into the professional leagues. We got all these black men who always push to the side, and when we step up, we just get beat down, beat down, beat down. What do y'all want?
Let me say this right. Let me say this right. Yeah, right. Me and Bree never said all. We never generalized. We were saying a group in some. To the defense of black men, I have the person who introduced me to country clubs and introduced me to my membership to the private jet that I'm a member with was a black man. My mentor, who was 65 years old, introduced me to golf courses, to even politicians, everything. All this teed me up in ways that, like, literally no one has ever done, is a black man. Also, a man who has respected me and doted on me and loved on me and bought me roses and did all these things is a black man. One of the guys I'm talking to now is a black man. Y'all leave me alone. He does all those things. So I'm saying there's black men who do it. Yeah. Me and Bree are identifying the black men who don't and saying, how do we shift that?
Well, I am triggered.
I'm telling you, Ryan, it is real. It is real.
I am triggered.
I'm gonna tell you, Ryan, the issue is because we as black women will date a black man that's not on our level. We will date black men who are, some of us, I have dated less, I will, but I would never date outside my race.
So you dated down?
I have dated down with black men because I love black men that much. Okay. But I would never go outside of my race and date down. If I'm dating, and most black women, when they go outside of their race, they're dating millionaires and billionaires. So it's for an elevation of my lifestyle. So that's why.
So to date a white man, it will be a come up for you.
Absolutely. Or if not, it's slavery. Anyway.
So why can't we say when we date, or not, I can say this, why can't most black women say, when I date a black man, it's a come up? I'm able to say that, but I can't represent every single black woman. The black man that I'm dating right now, complete equally yoked, complete upgrade, complete man that if we ended up in a relationship and married, I would be like, I'm proud of this brother. He rocks and rolls. He's admirable. He's that dude. But not all black men represent like that. He's watching. He's definitely watching. But I'm saying, right.
I've definitely dated more of black men because I saw their potential versus who they actually were in life right now.
Were you trying to save them?
But no, I was trying to believe in a black man, like y'all said. We don't do. Anyway,
I do have to ask. Okay, we got to move
on. Because on another online,
I got to ask you this, Bree. So when you talk about dating down, are we just talking about a socioeconomic status? Are we talking about emotional intelligence? Are we talking about compatibility?
I've dated down.
So what is dating down?
I've dated down in a socioeconomic status where they were great men. I believed in their potential. They could be a great father if I had children with them, but they just didn't know where they was going in life. So I was constantly pulling, trying to help them pull their purpose out. And then I thought I was dating up by dating a man who had himself together financially, but then then I was actually dating the lowest I had ever been because he lacked emotional intelligence. He lacked empathy. He lacked spirituality. He lacked guidance in a way that in a family vision that I couldn't even begin to repair. So
well, that's not dating. That's being a wife and not having a true commitment. So the thing is, like, when you're dating, you're dating. Like, I will say this, I don't like the fact that you be like, this one dude I'm dating, this other dude I'm dating, but I do appreciate the fact that you be like, I keep my options open. And I think a lot of times when ladies, they have this perception when they meet this man, they get a vision for them. You have to, ladies, you gotta come in, you gotta say, what vision do you have for me? Yes. Like the lady that my purpose partner, what she did was, she said, I see what you're doing, I see what you, but what purpose do you have for me? And I had to write and I had to think, how, like, what do I see for you? What do I see? Like, how can I serve? How can I help? It's said that a man is only happy when he's winning, right? That's when he's really, really happy. But for a woman, when she's loved correctly, that's when she wins. So the question becomes, will you let a man, like when a man comes in and he doesn't love you correctly, you can make the proper adjustments and give the communication, but after a while, you just gotta say, hey man.
And what is a purpose partner?
A woman who aligns with my purpose, and I realized that without her, my purpose may not be.
Okay, break that down for me, because that's almost.
You got her.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
So
I digress.
You got it.
But I want to say one last thing to Bree, because one word you said was he was too deep off where I couldn't repair. So repair means savior. And whenever we're in a place of having to, or thinking we can save somebody, then that is a reflection of parts in us that we need to save. And once we save parts in us, right, then we calibrate equally yoked people. Because if I need to save me, I'm going to attract someone whom I need to save. And we can't save each other, we can facilitate each other. We got to carry our own cross like all the disciples did. And when we get to the cross, Jesus had to do this by himself and be crucified.
Well, we're going to have to take that into a session because it sounds like it might be true. But on
I feel
another...
like the couch need to be up here today.
Okay. But another online trend I got to put y'all up on is the rise of passport bros. Now, these, I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it's a trend and it's taking off. These are typically young men who travel to third world countries and use their American dollars to date foreign women. And many of these bros are black. Let's take a look.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that need them, women that need them.
Women are raised to be wives. They learn everything from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't.
Stop yourself.
That's not true. Listen, y'all, but it's not all fun and games because the U.S. State Department issued warnings about travel to Colombia, saying men traveling there to find women were drugged, robbed, and in some cases killed, y'all. Last year, 8 men died mysteriously after traveling to that country to meet a woman. Why do you think some black men are going out there and out the race, but they're doing this outside the country just today?
But also, you know, what's also happening is that a lot of these women have learned enough American ways. I learned this from one of my partners. He went over there and found him a beautiful woman and came over here, and she knew that if she came over here and declared that she had been a victim of domestic violence, it would speed her green card. So she got out of the relationship, got out of the marriage, and got her green card and became a citizen. So they up on game. It ain't all just drugging.
You get tricked.
And black women up on game too. My friend, he was getting married. He's having his bachelor party over in the DR, and I was like, yo, we're going to the DR, this, that, and that. She's like, no, you not. I was like, why not? And then I was kind of in the clouds, and then I realized like what was happening.
Wait,
and
And I want to take to that man's point really quick, because I think he's onto something when he says that these international women are raised to be wives. And they're raised to be wives like from the womb. And they not only are raised by it verbally, they're raised by learned behavior.
Yeah.
And in the black community, I have to say, in the household, when you're a single parent, you're not able to really exemplify for your daughters what a wife is supposed to be. You're showing her what a single mama looks like. And it's not that it's the mama's fault. I'm talking about the reality of it. And so a lot of times, because Bree, we gotta say this, because we gotta also have compassion for the black man. Black men are saying, listen, we want domestication, we want a wife, we want these things. We don't want to just be a man who's giving you what you want. What do we get in reciprocation as well?
All right, we're gonna come back. Coming up, we're gonna do a little hit it or quit it on True Talk, so don't go away.
We gotta have another episode of this, because I ain't done.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
And we are back on Truth Talks. We got to remind you about, if you want to go in the comments and tell us why that we have black women that are dating white men, tell us, why or why not, all right? Please go into comments, and we have a part two because obviously we're going to run out of time. I mean, it's that kind of show, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Back now. We couldn't call the show Truth Talks if we weren't candid with our relationship advice, so let's hit it or quit it.
Now, we've asked viewers that were in our DMs, they were sending us questions that they were actually scared to ask you. So check this out. One of our anonymous truth avengers wrote this. So my boyfriend and I, we both 24 years old, and we've been living together for 3 years. Now he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life.
Hello.
So whenever I try to help his career, he says, "You don't believe in me." But last month he switched. He started going to the gym, stopped playing video games, and he's applying himself for jobs. I saw his YouTube search history. He's watching these inspirational videos, telling guys to become successful and better than their girlfriends, then break up with them. Am I crazy for thinking he's trying to do this to me? Should I just leave because he's looking at things that are saying be successful and get out of the relationship?
Quit him. I just got done talking about the group of black men who don't like or hate or whatever semantics you want to use. I didn't say all, I said a group of black men. He said, go get successful, do well, and be better than your girlfriend, then leave her. If that ain't self-hate and hate projected onto her, I don't know what that is. This is the exact group of black men I'm talking about because she wants to press you or empower you to be better. You're such a little man child, like Ryan was saying. Man baby, like Ryan was saying, that you can't even just take that as constructive criticism and say, you know what? I do need to do better. Let me get off this Super Nintendo or whatever I'm doing and let me ante up with my woman. Why are you in a relationship, bruh, if you don't want to do relationship things? Get a job, talk it out, be mature, make sense, love yourself, get help, get therapy. You should have been watching YouTube inspirational videos before you got with this woman. That's preparation for your opportunity. What are we doing? And as black men, I'm sorry, what are y'all doing to tell and teach these black men you gotta do better? Why is it always the rhetoric between the black woman and the black man having a disagreement?
That man,
what are y'all doing?
Well, that man went to Planet Fitness. He was on the treadmill. There was somebody next to him on the treadmill. And how you doing? How you doing? And next thing you know, he's working out. And he's got the plan because she been nagging him and punching him and poking him. And he's about to plan his exit strategy. And you better quit it. because he about to quit you.
I don't think it was like, I don't know, maybe I'm a simp, but I would say that one, I don't understand why you take someone motivating you as nagging. I think that is wild. Am I not supposed to support you? Isn't that the support that y'all just said black women need to give to their partners? So I feel like it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. I personally wouldn't quit it. I would have, because obviously you believe in this man, you see some potential. I would have a conversation with the man and be like, hey, I noticed that you having these, you got these videos on your search or whatever talking about leaving your woman, and I see you improving. I like the improvements that you're making. I support you going to the gym. I support you, you know,
and then he's
researching.
gonna get better and leave you, and I'm gonna have your back and be ready to fight him with you.
Damn.
Leave him.
So here's
Leave
the
him.
thing.
You can't even hold a nigga.
Listen,
I mean, a brother down no more.
Men will make it happen. Boys are gonna make excuses.
Okay.
And it goes back to what Ryan is saying. And to my fellas out there, and to my women also. Like, deep on the inside, I believe God gives you this internal knower. I always look at ladies and I'm like, yo, you know what this was. First and foremost, 3 years being together, living together, for me, that's just a little bit much. You can't be living for like 3 years and there's no real commitment not at my house.
No.
Right? Like 3 years, you can't sit in my house with that. But here's the thing. At least he's looking at inspirational videos. and here's the thing, you know, maybe there's an opportunity to actually be able to give some real help to him now. Even though he's doing a twist with the, you know, leave your girlfriend. I've never seen those videos, by the way. I thought he was listening to ET the Hip Hop
baby girl, baby girl, watch the inspirational videos that he's watching and inspire yourself enough to get rid of this joker.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it's quit it.
Well, you know, as long as the inspirational videos aren't Pornhub.
Lord have mercy.
She didn't say what kind of inspirational videos they were.
Shoot.
You know,
Real quick, before we go, one, yes or no, would y'all let y'all daughters marry a white man? Ooh. Yes or no? Go ahead. Yes.
You marry who you love.
Marry who you
That's
love.
it. All right, y'all. That's all the time we have for tonight. Be sure to follow us on all our social stuff. We'll talk to you later. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.